Good morning. Wrong one. Welcome to the JagCorner. Another week, some more programming on 240p test suite. We have basically one more test to work on. There's more I could do, but I think I'm going to call that a stopping point for the test suite. So we're going to work on that today and probably a little bit tomorrow. I don't think we'll get through all of it today. It's the lag test, which is just kind of it's not how would you say that? A hard test. It's not. It's more to really check your timing as a player. I think you could use it as an audio sync test as well if you wanted to, but basically all you do is you hit the button at certain times when this shape moves over another shape, and it tells you how many frames you were off, negative or positive. And anyways, we'll get to that. We're going to be looking at the code for the 240p test suite here in just a moment. But before we get to that, there's a few news things I want to cover. Let me jump over to that. Before we jump to the news, though, JagCorner.com newsletter. Sign up if you haven't already. I assume most everybody on the stream has probably signed up for that. I try to get a newsletter out once a month, just talking about some of the behind the scenes stuff, specifically with Crescent Memories here. And also, I talk a little bit about the games that we play, just my thoughts on them, just a little bit more. If you want a little bit more of my personal opinion, and also a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff, it's all there. And I did talk about this last week, but I'm just going to mention it here really quick. I did add a page here for the 240p test suite. In the game and software section of the website, just a banner and some screenshots, and then some links that point you to some of the official pages. Anyways, and I got the gallery thing to work. I found out that WordPress, or maybe this plugin, doesn't like .webp images. I'm not too familiar with the format, but I decided to try it out because it seemed like they were a lot smaller, but they maintain a pretty good quality. And I found out that this the Lightbox gallery plugin here does not like those, and so I had to switch everything back over to JPEG. Anyways, yeah, you can sign up to the newsletter right here. Pretty simple. Anyways, yeah, that's it for that. A new Arcade Attack interview came out, and I haven't disclaimer, I haven't watched this one yet, but if it's anything like the other interviews he's been doing with people who orbited around the Jag back in the 90s, it's probably pretty good. And so I'm just going to suggest it here. I'm going to find some time here in the next few days to listen to it myself. All sorts of good little tidbits about how Atari worked with other companies and how software was developed, and really good interviews. There's at least 2 or 3 more interviews other than this one, and they're worth the time if you're interested in the more in the history behind the console. Very, very good interviews. Another piece of news here, and I actually don't have it up, but Pico Interactive, it is Interactive, right? I want to make sure I get their name right. Yeah, Pico Interactive. They sent out a newsletter, and if you're not signed up to them, I would sign up to them too. They release a lot of they relicense old software and release it, and particularly with the Jag, what they've done is the Atari ST ports, which I assume they've been working with CJ on that. And they've done 4 releases so far, but the newsletter mentioned that they're planning on some more Jaguar releases. I don't know if that's singular or plural. They weren't too clear about that, but sometime around the fall this year, so that's something to look forward to. And this isn't so much news, but I kind of wanted to just highlight the removers library on GitHub. This is the library that I rely on to make Jag games, and so I keep an eye on this. Sometimes I interact with Seb here, but there's been quite a few updates. A lot of that because of Phobos, who just recently released Asterite on the Atari Jaguar, and there's been quite a few changes. Most of them small, some of them a little bit bigger. A big one, let me see if I can find it here. Maybe we'll just jump over to it. Is the LZ77 unpacking routine. And if we come to the include files, the header files here, and check out LZ77, we can see that we do have some additional functions that we didn't have before. So before, all we had was this LZ77 unpack routine, but now there's an asynchronous one and a wait. And I actually don't know how to use these yet. I need to spend some time. And this is interesting too. I'm not familiar with this. Initialize the LZ77 packer. I need to go take a look and see what this is actually doing at the assembler level, because right now I'm using the old way of doing it, which is just pointing it towards GPU free RAM. So just some free RAM in the GPU. And let's see here. The given address must be an address in GPU RAM where to load the GPU. Returns the address of the end of the renderer routine in GPU RAM, which is long aligned. So maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. I need to go, well, and this routine structure is actually different too. I didn't know that this existed. Where is this defined? Would be a good question. I'm going to have to go take a look at that. Anyways, I just wanted to point this out because there has been some updates to the library. There was one more, and it was more of a fix. It was, well, I don't see it here. Oh yeah, right here. Right up at the top is the latest one. So sometimes there's changes and things get missed. For example, I recently updated the removers library in my build environment, and I couldn't run clear screen anymore, which is a very common function that you'll use if you work with screen buffers at all. So it was an easy fix, and I was able to do it manually, and Phobos actually beat me to this like a month ago, but it took my pull request pointing directly to Seb to ask him to get that fixed, to get it moved forward. It had just been sitting there, and so thanks, Seb, if you ever watch this. Thanks for working on this and dealing with us little people who use your library. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. Anyways, wanted to point that out, that there's updates to the library that still happen over time. There's been quite a few over the last about 5 months because of Asterite, and I'm sure there will be more in the future as Phobos continues to work and as I continue to work. I haven't run into anything that I wish I needed, but that may be happening soon with games that I'm planning on making once Crescent Memories is done. I have been making some progress on that, but yeah. Anyways, let's jump over to some coding, which I don't even have loaded up yet. So let me get that loaded up. Need to get rid of all those gallery files. Don't need those. That was when I was working on the screensaver stuff on the first version of this. I'm actually probably going to keep that separate. I'm going to do a separate ROM just for screensavers, just a fun little free download project that people can have, and yeah, and I'll just build screensavers over time as just a side project thing. But anyways, yeah, we need to, let's go take a look and see. I can't remember if I had actually, well, it is in the menu. So it's definitely in the menu. If we come down here, timing and reflex test. Oh, sorry, it isn't the lag test. It's the timing and reflex test. Maybe I should go, well, I already tweeted it out, so never mind. It's the timing and reflex test. That's what we're working on today. Let's go take a look at the 240p test suite, and we can get to that really easily now. Just coming over here and click on Learn More and More Info. It should take us right to, actually this will take us to the Wikipedia page, but we will go to the GitHub right here. Okay, oh, this isn't the right one. Let's see here. Not here either. Man, maybe it would have been easier to do a Google search. Funny that it's this hard to get to. Gotta find it. Should have had this set up before I started streaming. There it is. Okay. And we want to go, I'm basing everything right now off of the Sega Genesis. Oh, that's another little piece of news, and I don't have the tweet pulled up, but Art. I'm gonna mess up his name here. Artemio, Art. Yeah, Artemio, something like that. He. I assume it's he. His recently released an update for the, and it may reflect here actually. Let's go take a look for the PC engine. Right there, 18 hours ago. Yep. And he's, oh yeah, people have been doing updates on the Wii version, and the Genesis version has been updated too. So maybe I need to go take a look at that. 11 days ago, oh, just a RAM check of some sort. 6 days ago, initial disappearing logo test. I don't know what that's about. We'll have to dig into that a little bit. And here's the thing, I'm not worried about the Jag matching the Genesis 1-to-1. It won't match the Genesis 1-to-1 because it's different hardware. But my goal here is to get most of the tests put together, and then over time, as I learn things, I'll go in and fill in the more complicated things. For example, the Jaguar CD tests. I don't even know what tests we need for that. I know there's a, if I remember correctly, on the Jag CD, there's some buffer space in the hardware that might be interesting to have a test that allows you to look through that. We could do, if we do a CD version of the test suite, we could do some video playback and audio playback off of CD, that kind of stuff. So there are some tests that we can do, but those are going to be very different from, for example, the Sega CD and the Sega Genesis. And so I'm using this as a base point. Some of the code that we've done has been very similar to what's in the Genesis version of the test suite, but a lot of it's been really different too. For this one, let's see if we can find it. So tests.c, and this was called the reflex test. Reflex and timing, nice. Well, at least we have our function name, right? I just wanted to take a look at this, and I'll need to pull this up in the Genesis as well. And I may be able to show that. Yeah, I think I have it running through RetroArch or something. Now, I'm just going to copy this name over really quick. Uh-oh. Kate disappeared. I don't know why it does that. See if I can get it back up. It's weird. I don't know why it does that. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your text, Matt. And dataset user, good morning. Sorry, I didn't have the chat pinned on all my virtual desktops, so I missed you. Oh, it's still not showing up. What's going on? More actions. Keep above others. There we go. That was her problem. Yeah, good morning. Thanks for joining me again. We're going to do some programming. I don't know how interesting it's going to be this week, but we're going to try to make it interesting. Well, we are closing in on finishing this up. Just adding this function name here. And let me get up, and I should have done this before the stream started. I need to get RetroArch started. Let's try this. RetroArch. I may already have it loaded. I need to change the controls. Let me see if I can do that here really quick. Here, let me see if I can get RetroArch to show up for you guys. Make it just a little bit bigger. Will it save my dimensions is a question. Close it. Open it again. Nope, it does not save my dimensions. So we're just going to keep it that way. And let me get it up here. Let's make a new one. Window capture. RetroArch. And this is going to be RetroArch right there. And I'll just scale it up in OBS. It won't look great, but don't need to capture the cursor. And make that visible. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look terrible. That will work for our purposes. Okay, really quick, maybe you guys can help me out with this if you're familiar with RetroArch, changing the inputs, the keyboard inputs specifically. Because it wants to, oh, here we go. Really all I need is Z. It may be good to go. Let's see here. B, Y, Z, and A. So it's probably Z and X. And A, Z, and X, most likely, for my buttons. And maybe S. So it's those 4 buttons there. And I need a start, which is enter. Okay, I think we're good. So let's see, yeah, right there. Run. Hey, look at that, it shows up. Cool. You guys aren't going to have any audio, but we're not too worried about audio today. There's a little bit of audio, but come on, there you are. Nope, that's the help. There it is. So A and S. Timing and reflex test. So there is a sound that plays. Press A button when the sprite is aligned. Oh, that emulator's pretty good. I'm hitting it on the dot. For, well, I was. Now I'm getting worse. So this is what it does. It takes all those button presses that you did and kind of averages out your reflexes. These are your reflexes, not a lag test. A frame is 16.687 milliseconds. We're gonna have to figure that out too. I'm not sure what that is on the Jag. Maybe we'll forget that for now. Have somebody else fill that in later. 15.8 milliseconds. So it's fast. It's slow 15.8 milliseconds, which is pretty darn good. 9 divided by 10 equals 0.8 frames. See, and I don't understand. They're getting an average. Like, I understand that. Oh, it's 10 inputs, so 9 divided by 10 gives you a fraction there. So we'll have to figure that out. I'll show you a cool way of doing fractions with integer math. Something they don't teach very often anymore, because it's not really needed for computer programming, because we have a lot more memory and we have hardware that handles floating point really well. So anyways, let's see here. And yeah, it just finishes. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Good to have that though. I'm going to leave that up, but I'm going to hide it from you guys. RetroArch, goodbye. Okay. Let's go look at the code now again. And just see, so we have the thing going up and down. Maybe we'll just start with that and just move through that. I just want to see what he's doing. Load VRAM, draw. Guess I could bring this up because I have, in fact, let me do that. I'm going to just bring it up in here. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah, right there. 240p test suite, Genesis. And let's bring up all of that. Just load that all up. And we want to look at tests and reflex and timing. Okay. So we're going to need to load some text on there, and we'll do that. That won't be a problem. Yeah, it's not too complicated, I don't think. I'm deciding if I want to just copy his code directly in and then modify it for my libraries and stuff. I think I might do that because this one relies a little more on accuracy, and I'm streaming too. I should have spent a little bit of time studying this a bit. but it'll be fun to kind of walk through it and kind of figure out how he did it anyways. So maybe we'll do that. Why does he have a while down here? Press buttons, that's normal. Huh. I am not sure what that's for. But we'll copy it in anyways. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll copy this all in. Need to clean up the indents. Almost there. There it is. Copy this into here, like that. And clean up these indents really quick. Kate, my text editor here, has a nice tool for that. Like that. Let's see here, clean indentation, like that, boom. Good to go. And it's funny because his indents are the same as mine, but they're using an actual tab character for the indents. Anyways, we have a character stream. So something we have to do is we have to change our variable types, because we use different syntax for that, or the names are different. The other thing that I like to do too, and I don't know if I actually need to do this, but it seems like in the past I've had issues with crashes when I didn't define variables on their own line. Oh, he has a pal variable here. We may change that. So this is a signed 16-bit. Were the other ones unsigned? Yes, they are. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's fine. So assigned is just int 16_t, like that. We'll need to break that line out. I'm going to go change these other ones. So get all of our variables. The other reason why I haven't gone through and just line by line adjusted his code is it isn't as interesting as doing it from scratch. It is a lot more fun to figure it out on my own. But again, there's the idea of conformity as well, and making sure that the test suite matches what's already been made as well. So we'll get to some more interesting stuff here in just a moment. Seeing, I'd rather make these. I'm actually wasting time here. If it doesn't need to be unsigned, and again, this is a little bit of a waste of memory, but we have a lot more memory than the Sega Genesis does. And so, and the reason why I like doing it this way is this is the native, or a lot of functions in the removers library are just looking for an integer, and so by using integers, I'm making it so there's a little bit less code. Really, that's what it is. A little less to worry about. If I didn't do this, I would have to cast some of my parameters to some functions as integers anyways, and so I may as well just set these up as integers. So, okay, we got to break these all out. Make sure I have my semicolons like that. Yes, hopefully these variables will make sense here in the future. Going in line by line like this too, you can make sure that there aren't any typos that will get you, there's no typos that will end up wasting your time when you're looking for basically a needle in a haystack. So I already messed up there. Actually, we do not need these two. that is specific to the Genesis. He has, the way he handles controller code is a little bit different, obviously, because different consoles, right? First PAL, we may not need this either. In fact, we probably don't. We are going to be doing some color switching, which will be interesting. We're going to get rid of that. I don't think we're going to need that. Okay, setting, I want to make sure all of our, for example, right there, 0. I'm just going to set that to 0. Oh, that's the other thing, is it seems like the removers library of the Jag likes you to initialize your variables no matter what when they're defined. Okay, we don't need you. Oh, this is setup audio. We can actually do that right now by going over to our sound test. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find that really quick. Sound test, right there. DSP waveforms. I'm actually just going to pull it from audio sync. Audio sync test. Because we pull in a waveform right here, if I can find it. DSP sample right there. 128. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I want. And then we'll come back here to play that back later. Get the playback code for that. Set up beep. There we go. Load VRAM. So this is just loading the screen. Pretty sure. Sets up the palette, which we don't need to worry about here. Don't need this. Here, I'm just going to put a note for that load palette. Is it 2 L's? I always forget how to spell palette. This isn't right, but close enough. I think it's with just 1 L. I'm going to get rid of those. I don't need those. Now he's just setting up some tiles, the lag tiles. Okay, so this is where he loads the graphic. Load graphic. So let's go. I'm going to go take a look at that really quick. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we have it somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Lag. I think that's it. Open with. I think we'll just need this one. It flashes green or something, doesn't it? We'll have to look at the emulator again. I can't remember. I'm going to open this up in GIMP. Let's go ahead, jump over to that. See if I can get that to show up. Yeah, it disconnected from all my applications. I wonder why it did that. Where are you? There you are. Maybe I should make this Windows single window mode. Do that. See what that looks like. Yeah. I'm just gonna go all the way over. Sorry, I'm doing setup. I should have worked this out before. There we go. Okay. So here's our sprite. We have a 32 by 32 sprite. Drag this over a bit. Pretty simple. Just need to make the background black in this case. Just make sure it is all the way black, like that. And what I need to do is I need to pull in our palette. And I know I have that somewhere. So there's this one. I don't think this is our complete palette though. Let me see if I can find a better example. Oh, the Sonic background. That's what I've been using. Let me bring that in. Open. Okay, there's our full palette. And we just go to mode here, index. Oh, you guys can't see the menus. That's okay. So up at image, there's a way of changing to basically a different color depth in GIMP. And what I can do is select the palette from another image I have loaded and tell it to convert it to that palette. And so, and this one isn't that big of a deal because it's just black and white, but I like to stay consistent. And we're just going to save that as a GIF because that supports palettes. PNGs technically support palettes as well, but saving it out as a GIF just makes it for sure that I'm getting a palette. Whereas PNG, at least with GIMP, it only gives you a palette if you, well, I guess it's kind of the same thing. Actually, I don't know why I do that. It's just what I've done. So there's probably a better way of doing it, but it's worked so far for my processes. Okay, and now we need to convert that that image so we can use it. So it's going to be RGB, but it's going to have a CLUT, color lookup table. That's what that means. And it's going to be a binary file. Yeah, I think that's all we need there. We do need to target directory. Its output will be under, let's see here. Why is it not? Oh, I'm not in the right place. Let me get over to the right place. CD. Yeah, there we go. There's our project. Okay. Jag, let's do that again. Dash RGB, dash dash, color lookup table, dash dash, binary file. Target directory is graphics, test suite graphics, GFX 8-bit, and what was it, lag? Yeah, GIF, like that. Oh, unknown argument target. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's not target, it's target directory, and then our file GFX FX test suite GFX 8-bit lag.gif, and this just needs to be, I almost screwed this up, this just needs to be the directory, like that. There we go. Done. And then we need to pack it with LZ77 packet test suite. I should probably rework my folder structure here, and it should just be a .map file, and our output is in the same place, GFX 8-bit, and it's lag.lz77, like that. There it is. So and we can see that GFX test suite GFX 8-bit. Let's see here. It's got to be. Oh, sorry, I'm not even on code. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. Lag. There it is. So what we did is we took our GIF, and we made a .map file, which is just an 8-bit. It's an 8-bit color lookup image, so it doesn't have the actual color in the pixel. What it does is it has an ID for a palette, palette number ID, and so when it hits a pixel, an ID that represents a pixel, it says, okay, this is the ID you need to look up at in the palette, and that's the color that we paint that pixel as. So, and then we compress that with LZ77, and so this is the file that we actually include in our program. So let's go do that now. If we come to graphics and data, we have some macros that load all of our graphics in. I just need to decide where to actually do that. Maybe we'll do it, nope. Let's just make a new section. Yeah, let's just make a new section here, just called reflex test, like that. I'm just going to copy one of these lines. Well, let me walk you through this. This is just the type definition for the macro. So this is what determines what macro we're going to use to process this to add it to our program. And then this is the name at the assembler level that we can access inside of our C code. And so what was it called? Lag perf. Lag per. Like that. I don't like using dashes, so I'm just going to do that instead. And then it's lag dash per.lz77, like that. Okay, and now we can access that graphic inside of our ROM. The graphic that is inside of our ROM. Just got to decide where I want to do that. Looks like I'm doing, it's been a little while since I've been in here, and so I'm having to remind myself. It's going to be right down here, so it's an extern, just means it's this external data that we want to access. It probably has more meaning than that, but that's how I understand it. uint, and it is a unsigned 8-bit integer, and it was called lag per, like that. We're going to make a phrase that we can unpack it into. So lag per data, and then we'll need a sprite. In fact, we'll probably need a few sprites. So let's look at RetroArch again, because come on, why isn't that working? Huh, something happened. Let me load it up again. Run that. Test reflex. Oh, so I don't even need different colors there. It's just two versions, so we just need two sprites there, and I think the rest of this is text, if I remember correctly. Yep, the rest is text, so. Okay. Oh, you guys couldn't see that. It didn't, just disappeared again. I do not know what's going on with OBS. This is getting a bit frustrating, though. There we go. It's back up. That was weird. Anyways, let me show that again. There's only two sprites there. It's just that weird star-shaped thing. And then the rest is all text. And so we don't need to worry about anything else there. Let me turn that off. In fact, I'm just gonna, here's what I'm gonna do. Turn it back on. And I'm just gonna exit it. There we go. Okay, so we just need two sprites. So we're gonna do an array of those. And this is technically an array of pointers. So lag per sprite, and we're gonna do two of those, like that. We'll be doing a bunch of text here, but I wanna get these on screen first, or at least loaded. Maybe not on screen yet. I do need to properly define our function like that and declare it here in the header file. There we go. Okay, beep, and load graphic. Sprite size, yep, don't need to worry about any of these. Okay, So we need to unpack our data first. So lag per data, we need to allocate memory for that first. Malloc size of a unsigned 8-bit integer. Yep. Times by 32 pixels by 32 pixels, and because this is an 8-bit image, we don't need to double that or divide that or anything. So it's exactly 32 times 32 sprites. What is that? 1024, something like that. Okay, lag, and then we unpack it. LZ77 unpack. We point it at GPU. I think it's GPU free RAM. Nope. Pretty sure that's it. I could be misremembering that. Just wants to know where it can run the routine, and then the source, which is the lag per. So this is us pointing to that name we defined in assembly, and then that's its source, and then its destination, which we need to cast this as an unsigned 8-bit integer because it's in our header file. We defined it as of type phrase, and so we have to tell it, hey, when you're running it through this function, actually treat it as an unsigned 8-bit integer pointer. So it processes. So if you think of it as this, we have this block of memory, right? And it's a phrase. A phrase is, I believe, 64 bits. On the Jag, that's 64 bits. So if we didn't cast it, what it would be doing is putting data back into this area every 56 bytes. So it'd do 8 bytes and then skip 56 or bits. Sorry, it would skip 56 bits and then do a byte, and it would do that over and over again. We don't want it to do that. We want it to fill up every byte, so every 8 bits, and that's what this casting does. So hopefully I got that correct. Pretty sure I did. Seems to work the way I understand it inside my head. So there we go. That should work. That unpacks it, and then we need to make our sprite structures now that our data is ready to be put into something or to be pointed to. So lag per sprite, and we just do the first one. Which is 0 in programming, and that equals a new sprite, and it is 32 by 32 pixels. And let's see here. Let's put it at 144 on the X and 110 on the Y. Sure. Then our depth is 8 bits, and our data is lag per data. Like that. It's just this up here. So we created some memory to unpack to. We unpacked to that position, to this, and now we tell our sprite to point to that data, and we gave it the specs of that data so it can properly display it. And then we need to attach that to the display at a specific layer. So our lag per sprite 0 is the sprite we're attaching to the display at layer. Oh, this is a good question. Let's just do layer 13. I know I've been putting a lot of stuff there, so good. And now I'm actually going to put a break there, and we're going to do our second one right here. And all we need to do is switch this out for 1, and I'm going to bump it up to about 72, so they aren't overlapping. Okay, that's good. Now we need to write some text. Question is what I've been doing with the text is I actually don't define it in the header files, the structures of those. I've actually been doing it in locally to whatever loop I'm in, essentially. And then because these all have unique names, the text boxes, and so I can just I unload them. I load them and unload them in the same loop, and so in the same state. I don't want to be reusing any of that. I'm just deciding if I want to just do one block. I might as well just do one block here. And this is the green text, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Yep, these are just line numbers. I think he's drawing text like it's on a grid, and ours is arbitrary. It's not defined lines on the screen. We can arbitrarily place our text to any pixel on the screen, which is nice. Okay, so text box. We're just going to do one text box for all this text, and we're going to call this lag instructions text box, like that. And this equals new text box. And I don't have this memorized yet, so I have to go over to my text engine and find that function and do it. And I just copy the parameters, the defines for the parameters, and then I just fill it in. Just fill it in. So our character text is just going to be all this. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all it's going to be. And the way we handle line breaks in our engine, I need to wrap that in quotes, is with a vertical caret, or whatever that's called. Don't know what that's called. I wonder, can I do an escape? Nope, I can't. That'd be nice if I could do an escape character. It allows me to break this down into individual lines, but that's okay. Just gotta make sure I don't repeat any lines, and I'll be fine. Copy. And the last one. Like that. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, so I can do 6 times 9. I can't think of that right now. 54. I knew that. 320 is our width on our buffer that we're painting the text into. Our height is 3 times, or oh wait, no, sorry, it should be 9 times 9, which I know that one. That one's 81. And then our font is just font. That's the structure that determines the font it will be painting from, the font it uses to paint the text. We don't need to worry about padding. Our display is, settings D. That's what it is. I actually need to change that here as well. It's not just D. In most of my programs, it's just D. That's the name of the structure. But when I'm dealing with a larger program, what I do is I pack that display structure inside of a global setting structure, so it's just, I know it's always there. I could simplify that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to worry about it. So 81, our X position, let's just put it at 12 pixels from the left, and then we want to do, let's just do 240 minus 81. Let's do 220. Nope, 232. Nope, 228. There we go. In the display layer for the sprite, we're just going to put that on 13 as well. And sure, let's give it a shadow. We may turn that off later. I don't know for sure, but delete that. Look at that. Good to go on that. Okay. The other reason why I don't like copying and pasting his code is it takes a while to go through all the code and get it to a point where the program will build again. And so this can be a little bit boring for the audience, but I guess you guys are just gonna have to deal with it today. position. Pal equals pal 0. Oh, this is just okay. We can come in and add this later. Is what he's doing is that variable, I'm pretty sure, is he's just if it's a PAL signal, it adjusts everything on screen just a little bit. Maybe if clicks I equals 0, PAL equals PAL 3. Clicks is less than 0. Oh yeah, the value there is less than 0. PAL equals PAL 1. I actually don't know what that is. Frame. Clicks is equal to 1. I don't know what's going on here. This is interesting. This is, I'm going to bring up RetroArch really quick again. And I don't know why it doesn't want to load for you guys, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just, oh, there it is. Okay. A timing and reflex. Offset 1. Okay, that's just counting the offset, and then it's determining the frames. Like that. Frames, int to string. Okay, he's just converting the clicks to a string. Changing our position, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to need a few other things here. Oh, is he loading that up? Sorry, I got to take another look at this. I'm determining how he's doing his text buffer to update the number of frames missed. But I need to find out if he's showing that. Interesting. Oh, when is position executed? That's what I need to know. A button, change position. Let's see here. I only want it to, oh, yeah, we're going to have to change some things here. So this, I actually want to load this beforehand. Right? I'm going to change this too. I don't like dropping my brackets down a line. Load VRAM, because I don't want this to load every time. We don't need this to load every time. I'm going to pull that out really quick. We're going to just drop it up here. I'll load before we get into the while loop. Draw. What is he using draw for? There it is. Audio on. Seeing all this. This is so weird the way he has this set up. Gosh, what? Is he redrawing all of those every time? Why is he doing that? See, the Genesis might be able to handle this a little bit better, but on the Jag, I got to be careful with how much I'm drawing text, because it can be quite slow. At least the engine as it sits now can be quite slow. Yeah, he's doing it again down here. Why is he doing that? Huh. I'm gonna check this one more time. So we just have the text at the bottom and up at the top right. And then when you click, draws a line. Okay, so it stays on. It doesn't move on to the next line until you get a positive frame, it looks like. Right? I don't know how it's determining the negative frame. Let's see here. Oh, whoops. Try it again. So it has to do with the beep. So there's some way he's tracking, and this is why I don't want to start out start out from scratch completely on this, because I think he's doing. Not worried about that. He's doing that negative comes from when that beep happens. First palette. Just seeing if I can spot it here. If clicks is equal to 1. I'm trying to find the check. It keeps it from advancing forward because it's negative. It's less than 0. So position is negative, okay. Here, let's look this up. Equals PAL 3. Huh. It has to do with this PAL thing. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see here. Y. This is the speed of the sprite moving there. Red on the spot. If Y, okay, this is where he's tracking the Y. Okay, this is the Y position of the sprite. That's what's going on. Set sprite position. Okay. Okay. This is where he's determining that. Green 1 pixel before or after, back to white 2 pixels before or after. Red on the spot. So it's supposed to draw it red if it's right on it. Let's check that one more time, see if we can get that. See if how good I am. Whoops. Oh, it's green if it's right on. This must be for that list afterwards. I think that's what we're looking at here. Maybe. No, he's still playing audio here, though. So I don't think that's it. Wonder if this is just old. Green, 1 pixel before or after. It's green when it's on the spot. And then it's white. Well, I just don't understand why he's drawing this once up here. This must just be initialization all up here. I'm not confident in that though. Load VRAM. That's fine. Where else is that being loaded? It's not being loaded anywhere. So yeah, this is just initialization up here. I'm wondering if he was just using this to test the drawing of the text when he was first initializing it. Because we will need a box to work with. In fact, we'll need 10 of them. So let's just do that here really quick. Text box. And then this is, we'll call this offset lines. Text box. And there will be 10 of these. We're going to do a for loop here. I equals 0 as long as I doesn't equal 10. I plus plus like that. Okay. And we're just setting up some new sprites with that. Or not new sprites, new text boxes. Our text is going to be offset. And here you go, look at it again. I already forgot. Video test, reflex test. So we'll need the number, and then it will do frames after. Okay. Offset, we'll just put a 0 there for now. Offset, and then frames. It'll be number frames like that. In fact, we need 2 there, 2 there. Okay. I keep doing ellipses. Why am I doing that? Or parentheses. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to make 10 of those. That's all we need to do. And we can test this out really quick. We're going to put this at, again, 12. And we're going to do it 8 plus 9 times I. And that will just stack those lines from the top down. All be on layers 13. Sure, they'll all have a shadow too. We do need to update these. Update line. Go take a look at that function, which I believe is actually here. Because I don't have this one memorized either. Not too worried about memorizing these. Settings. Font. This is offset lines text box I. And this is null because we're not updating the text right now. And this is just tells it not to move it. It's a massive number. And then the color, we're just going to make them all white right now. Look at that. Oh, wait a second. We may need to break this up a little bit more. It would be nice to just have a single text box for each one of these lines, but if I remember right, he's coloring just part of them. So he's only coloring the 0 frames, the number, and then the frames text. So we do need to split this into 2. So I'm going to call this offset text box, and then text box frame count text box. We're going to do 10 of these. So our offset is like that. And then we do the same thing for, this is actually I, this is I as well. Yep, that's fine. And then this is for our frame count text boxes. And those will be lined up right next to our offset. So this is 0 frames. And the reason why I'm doing 2 digits there is because this, it actually takes how many characters I put in here and determine how much memory needs to be allocated for those characters. And so sometimes there will be 2 numbers, right? And so I have to make sure that that's accommodated for. Yeah. And plural on S as well, on frames. Because we're going to be just redrawing this whole line. Oh, maybe we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're just going to make these 128. Do we need them to be? Let's just make them 96 pixels. I think that's all we need for that. And they only need to be 1 line high, each one of them. And this, we need to bump it over a little bit. So let's put it at 4. That's about 8 times 8, 64. So let's put it at 72. That should put us pretty close. Okay. So those should be showing up on screen as they are now. So I'm not too worried about those anymore. I don't understand why he's doing this, because pretty sure he's doing it again down here. Draw offset. Yeah, this is where he's updating everything. Yeah, so I really don't need to worry about any of this load VRAM stuff. So I can get rid of that, because I'm doing that all up here now. Is there anything I'm missing? Just got to make sure we account for frame and frames. So yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. Okay, got that. User sound. So if user sound is active, or sorry, half the screen, it's just the Y position, that's fine. If audio and not user sound. I am not sure what is happening here. So this actually plays a sound. What's audio? Oh, is he playing a sound for when the button is pressed? Let's double check. Ah, yeah, so there is another sound for when the button is pressed. That's good to know. So what I need to check, okay, so he's playing it there. That's fine. We'll get to that in just a second. User sound. Audio. So this is the beep that happens when it hits the center point. That's what this is. So let's do that really quick. what I need to find is a set voice right there. This is what I'm looking for. Set voice right here. Okay. And that should be just playing our DSP sample, which it is. And right now it's at a frequency. I'm not sure what frequency. Do I have, oh, look at this, I do. We'll do a C6 for the automatic beep, like that. And then we'll do a C5 for the button press beep when we get down to that. We don't need this. What is this pellet? What does the screen flash? And I just haven't been noticing. Video. And oh yeah, the screen is flashing. That's good to know. I do need a VSync here. VSync. Sorry, I'm just determining how I should do this flash. So when it jumps in here, it will flash. So Tom regs, we're just going to change the memory register for the background color. And we're going to make it all white. That's just a 16-bit, unsigned 16-bit value. Like that, and then it will go through, it will do all the rest of the code, and after it does the VSync, let's do the VSync after this, like that. So we'll do it, hit the VSync, and then we'll set it to black again. Tom regs, background equals 0x1234. There we go. Okay, that should do our flash. It's quite a bit less code than the Mega Drive version, I've noticed. User sound. See, I don't understand why he's playing sound back here, here, and here. There's only two places where it's actually played, and that's when a button is pressed. He plays it twice or something. This is really weird. So he pushes A, it plays the sound here, I'm pretty sure, is what's going on. Oh, what's this? Audio. He's setting the frequency. User sound. So up here, not user sound. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, there's different. Okay, let's go back into RetroArch. I need to study this a little bit better. You pay closer attention. Back. Video tests. Reflex test. Does it do a third? Yeah, I don't completely understand why we're playing that sound again up here. Oh, something we do need to do is we need to clear the sound, because right now it's going to play it and it's just going to keep playing it because it's looping. Oh, maybe that's what he's doing here. Nope. It's not what he's doing there. I'm not sure. What I'm going to do right now is it will play that back. It'll play everything back at least once. And then clear voice. Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to clear the voice on each frame. So we'll get at least one frame worth of beep. I don't know if that's going to be long enough though. So we may change this. We may have to create a variable that just tracks how long it's been playing back the sound and then cut it off after a certain amount of frames. I do not know what's going on here. I'm going to comment this out. And then we need to track our button presses. So we're just going to pull that from another function. Right here. Like that. This is the help. I'm going to comment that out for now. Not worried about that. Okay, so I'm going to pull this from another function as well, just our controller. Our parameters for controller presses right there. That, so if the A button is pressed, then change. I don't need to change any of this. This is just code. I do need to change this. So this is when the user presses the button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just equals 0. So it plays a sound when we're on the first click. Or no, when we... Oh, I see. It's playing the high pitch sound if we hit. That's okay, that's what's going on here. I understand that. I still don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, he's just setting a frequency here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create a new variable up here. Int, we're going to call it sound frequency equals, and we're just going to set it to C6 to begin with. I understand what's going on now. And he's just setting the frequency here. So this is the lower pitched. So this would be C5, and this one would be C6. Set it back to C6. I still don't understand why he's playing the sound back here. This doesn't make sense to me. Because he plays it again up here. Oh, he's turning it off here. That's what's going on. Okay. Oh, that's got me curious now. How? Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. I just needed to look at this. He's turning it off here. If audio, yeah, that's fine. Audio on. There you are. Equals 96. He's turning it off there. That's what's going on. Okay. I get it. So he's actually turning it off here. So we just need to, I'm going to comment these out because we'll need them later. Got it. He's turning them off here. This is when it rolls back around. And so we may need to move this flash as well later. Here, I'm just going to uncomment or comment those out for now. We'll come back to it. Okay, starting to wrap my head around what he's doing here. And this again is clearing. This is the same thing. He's just clearing the voice, or just stopping the sound here. But this is only when the user hits the button. So this is the automatic beep that happens when the object just passes over that 96 pixel. And then this is for if the user hits the button and it's not on the center, it clears it out. That makes sense. Okay. This here actually plays the sound. So I need this right here. Didn't want to do that. There we go. This actually clears the sound. Yeah, brackets here. I don't like the way it looks without brackets. It does reduce how many lines of code for sure, but I don't like the way it looks. User sound sets to 1, it loops back around, and then it clears that out later. Pretty cool. Okay, and then this needs to be sound frequency, like that. Cool. Okay, I think we're good here. There's nothing else that's specific to the Mega Drive. It's just all pretty standard code. Get my brackets to where I like them. Add brackets where there are none. There we go. Okay, that part of the code is good. Okay, now we just have our other button presses. So this is B. Oh, I need to lock the controller on each one of these presses. I have a little bit of code that handles that. So let's get that in here before I forget. Like that. Nope. There. Okay. Here, I'm just going to copy this. Do this. This is C, and that's fine. There's nothing Mega Drive specific in any of these. So we should, this is down, and then this is, what's it doing? I don't want to do that. This is start. So this is how we exit. Like that. Okay. That's all done. Yeah, there's nothing else here. This is a uint16. Okay, this if positions, if the value is equal to, I don't understand what this pal thing is. This is a little frustrating. I almost just want to comment this out for now. We do need to create a character buffer here. So we'll do this character. This is temp text. And we're going to give it 3 characters equals 0, 0 with null terminator at the end. And then I have a function that will turn stuff just right here into text. I don't know what this pal thing is. We're going to have to figure that out eventually. Should just copy the whole thing over. Buffer, value, and then the base. So the buffer is this. The value is clicks position, the current line position we're at, and the base, it's a base 10 number. So that should be good. Yeah, that should be fine. That's good. We do it again here. Except it's this now, so it's the next one down for some reason. And then we need to draw our offset. Yeah, at a certain position. So we need our update line. Let's grab that really quick. So this is updating all of these, I believe. String. Yeah, it's updating all these. This is at position, offset lines, text box. Yeah, that's fine. And the text is changing. That's what's going on. So, is there an easy way I can do this? I think I need to just copy the text over into the current string and then tell it to redraw. Let's see here. What function should I use for that? I should be more familiar with these, but I am not. This is just a standard C function. Code, copy, string. I think it's strn copy, string n copy, because you want to copy just a certain amount of bytes to a certain position. Just double checking here. Built-in str. Wow, I am leaving that site. That was pretty useless. Str. I thought it was strn copy. Why isn't it? Give me a second. I'm just looking up a little bit of. Let's just look up copy string functions. Str copy. I think I saw it. C code, copy string functions. I think it's just strn copy. I don't know why it isn't coming up. It's a little frustrating. There it is. Gosh. Yeah, so destination, the source, and then the size. How many? Okay. So, character destination, that's a pointer. Yeah, so right here, strn copy. It's the destination, which is our offset lines text box text member. We don't need to redraw the whole thing. At position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At position 7. You know what I'm going to do here? I am going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw it there. At position, so +7. I think we can just do that, and that will work. And then our buffer, which is temp text, and we want to copy over 2 bytes. Is that going to work? actually, I think we do just want to use string copy rather than string end copy, because I think string copy will actually detect if there's a null terminator. And that's important because sometimes we'll have 2 digits and sometimes we'll have 1. And this into string function, when it turns a integer into a string, what it does is it writes the value, and when it's done writing values, it adds a null terminator. And so I think we do want str copy. Str copy. Copies a string pointed to. Let's go take a look. Make sure that's what it's actually doing. Destination, this is a pointer to the destination array where the content is being copied. This is a string to be copied. This returns a pointer to the destination string. The following examples. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it relies on a null terminator. This isn't saying anything, but I'm pretty sure it is. So we'll give that a try. This will be a hotspot for bugs. So yeah. Then we're turning it into a string again for some reason. Okay, so this is our offset. That is drawn, I'm pretty sure. We've copied our text in. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, this is tricky. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this pretty manually, just so there are better ways of doing this, but just to make sure I'm not missing anything. What we're going to do is we're just going to modify the array directly. So if clicks position is wait a second. If position is less than 10, then we'll be just drawing at text position text position 7 will equal our temp text 0. That's just the first digit. We're drawing the first digit, and this is why I want to do this, is because of that colon. So at position 8, we will then draw a colon, which looks like that, or that. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. And what we need to do before we do this is actually clear it each time it updates. Okay, so it's 7. Let's see here. At 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm just going to make this a space like that. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. 9 and 10. This will all be cleared out. And then if that position is less than 10, it will just draw the first digit and then a colon. Oh, yes, that's fine. If greater than or equal to 10, it will draw 2 digits like that, and then a colon at position 9 instead. There we go. And then it will update that line. So that is good. That should work just fine. Not sure what's going on here. Title, attribute, which one is he updating? Oh, this is okay. This is just at the end. Let's do this. Let's do 2 more. Do I want to do it that way? Yeah, let's do it that way. Character, frames, new. So this is our new equals. Frame like that. And then we need to draw the number of frames in. So if the actual clicks is equal to 1, so this gives us our singular version. What if we did this? Let's just do this. 0. We need 0, 0, space, 1 frame. So how many is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So we'll do 10. 10 like that. And we're not going to define it here. We're going to define it inside of our if statements. So frames. Oh, can we do that? I don't think we can do that. We might be able to do it. I don't know. I can't remember if we can do this or not. We'll find out. It will be 0 space frame space 0 like that. I don't know if we can do this. We'll find out. And I think right now this is only accounting for positive frames. I may need to rework this whole thing. We'll find out. Frames is greater than 1 and zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This needs to be 1 more. Same thing with you. There we go. Is less than 10 on this one. And then our final one, we can make these else if statements, is if there's 2 digits. So like that. Greater equal to 10. Like that. There we go. So we've created our buffer, and now we need to load the actual frame in. So if, I guess we could do it here, huh? We'll just do it here. We need to do another, where is he getting that? Clicks position, right there. That's where he's getting it. Okay. I ITO string, this is what we need. We're going to do it right here. And it is bringing in the actual value for the current position. Oh, I'm doing it there too. I screwed something up. Yeah. Let's see your position. Yeah, that shouldn't be, should be something else. Let's see if I can find that here. Really quick. Did all that. There we go. I think that's, let's see here. Draw offset. There's our first one. Where's our second one? Okay, yeah, that's where I screwed up. This needs to be this. There we go. Okay, and then this one is fine. That copies it into there. And then we go frames new 0 equals temp text 0, like that. It just copies over the first digit. Same thing with this. And then this will copy over 2 digits. Like that. It's kind of a long way of doing it, but this should work. Because then now what I can do is I can update that, just that one thing. And what was this called? This was frames text box, frames. I think that's what it was. Let's double check that. Frames count, frame count text box. That's what it is. Frame count text box. Yep. At the position, and then we can feed it this frames new string like that. And that should just update that for every line. Okay, should be good. We can delete that. Delete that. We have our plural and singular already worked out. What is this? Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I don't think we need to worry about that. Not worried about that. And then this is just code. So, good. I think we got that. I'm not going to worry about this right now. That's just our little menu up in the top right. This is all fine. This is just changing the speed. That's all good. Okay, so red. Your PAL, what is it? Set sprite attribute. Green 1 pixel before or after. Black to white 2 pixels before or after. Set sprite position. We're adjusting our sprite here. Don't know. Oh, that's just puts it off screen. X2, Y2, yeah, that's fine. We won't need this. Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Kind of want to get the program up and running at this point. Okay, so this is our sprite. What was it called? Frame or I forgot what it's called. What are you called? You're called lag per sprite. It's a funny name, but I'm sure it made sense to him. Lag per sprite 0, x equals x, and y equals y, like that. Else we put them off into space. So 320 by 224. And I'm going to do brackets on all this because there's 2 lines, and I think I have to have brackets if there's more than 2 lines, or more than 1 line. Like that. And then we're doing the same down here, except now it's x2 and y2. 2, 2, like that. And it's for the second sprite. Same thing here. It's 320 by 224. Okay, and then this needs brackets as well. Like that. Okay. Those are good. This is where the audio is actually played. Pretty sure. Don't need you. And we set our frequency. What was it? Sound. That's what it was, right? And it was a lower note, so C5, like that. And it's playing the sound, pretty sure. Let me grab that. I'm a little concerned that this isn't correct, but where are you? Where are you? Right there. C5. And then this is where it's flashing the background. I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is where it's flashing the background. So what we'll do, and his VSync is down at the bottom, so maybe we'll move that down to the bottom too. We'll run the VSync here. What is all this? Oh, this is the other screen. So I'm actually going to comment this out for now, like that. Running our VSync here. Just want to make sure that this is. Did I get rid of one too many? I may have gotten rid of one too many. There's the if there. Gotta figure out where all my brackets are going. Why does that one stop there? Oh, because I screwed up. That should be that. There we go. I just want to make sure that this is our while loop. Yep, it is. Okay, so we're good there. We can comment this out because this is technically a different state within the state. So comment that out. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is where we flash our bright color. He's not doing absolute white. He's doing something a little less than white. Okay, so we don't need you anymore. We do need you though. And I'm just going to put you right here. Yes, because we'll do the VSync. It will flash for just a frame and then we'll stop it again. Gotta remember where that was. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm doing this in the right place. We're just gonna have it flash white for now. VSync. No, let's do something else. So, or those together. And this is shift 11, shift 6. Let's do half. So 32 or sorry, 31. 15 for the blue and 15 for red, like that. That ORs all together to give me half, 50% on the luminance on white. So it's just going to be a gray of some sort. Okay, I think we're almost to a point where we can run this. I'm sure there's going to be some syntax errors, and I probably missed something as well. We're not worried about the help right now. Okay. And we're not unloading anything right now, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let's just run a make. Okay, test H129. Forgot a semicolon. Okay. Startup at the top. PAL 0 undeclared. Yes, because I don't know exactly what that's for. Are we using that in anything that's uncommented? It doesn't look like it. So I'm actually going to just drop that for now. We'll come back to it later. I undeclared. Equals 0, fixed. 2776. I missed one. 70. What? 2776. Oh, semicolon. Offset lines text box 2778. Did I give it the wrong? Yep. I didn't. Yeah, I was doing that all down here too. So let's fix all these because it's going to complain about those later anyways. There we go. Joypad start undeclared 2852. Well, oh, because it isn't start on the Jag, it's option. There we go. 2863, just some syntax errors here. I forgot to put semicolons in places. Incompatible types. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured it would complain about this, but that's okay. I think I know how to do this properly. So 2896. Yeah, it doesn't like this. We need to be using a string copy, str copy. The destination is frames new. And the source is this line of text. Like that. That should... Yep, that did the trick. So I just got to do that on all of these. X, B, Oh, was that the same one? Oh no, that one's plural, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then here as well. Like that. Okay, that should clear up those. Random. Oh, it says random function right here. So this is just, it's just rand in our library. Like that. Okay, I want to look at warnings here. So clear make clean, and then make. Because I'm sure I'm not doing some things right. And so I need to implicit declaration of function at 2947. Right there, and I missed one. Yeah. Unused variable, I don't need to worry about any of those right now. I'll clear those out later. I think we're good. Let's see. Oh, and we need to make sure we can actually get to it by adding it to our state machine under our main file. And so 1, 2, 3 right here, like that. Okay. See if we can. Nope. Make so clear. Make clean. Make virtual Jaguar. Hey, it loaded up. It didn't crash. Well, it's working. It's not showing my sprites for some reason. So there's some extra things I'm doing. I know why it isn't showing up. I hide the display when I'm going in between states, so I need to reopen the display right here before we drop into our while loop, like that. We should see something. That's why we could see the background flash, because that's not an actual display layer. That's just a hardware thing that's always being drawn. There we go. Cool. I don't know where our second star is. Our offsets aren't updating. But that is working. Let's see here. Why isn't our second star showing up? Lag sprite. It is being attached, which is good. So is it being shifted correctly is the other question. Oh, wait a second. Are there two? So he's doing his movement down here, right here. He's moving. Why? View 0. What is this view thing? View, okay. Change the view. What is it? So when we press B, let's go check that in RetroArch. RetroArch. I have no idea what B is. Let's see if we can figure it out. So I think that's a B. No, that's not right. Whoops, didn't want to go full screen. Sorry about that. Ah, it just changes. Ah, I see. He has 3. That's good to know. One, so he has a vertical, horizontal, and then vertical and horizontal. So we actually need 3 of these. Sprite 3, like that. So what we're gonna do is our first one, save. Our first sprite will be the one that's static. So we need to place that. This is a little bit frustrating because I'm not going to know exactly where that is off the bat. So we need a second one here to attach that. And this is 2 here. Yeah, we're gonna have to set all these positions up eventually. Okay, and then down here we need to update this movement code so it's actually 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 2, 2, 2. Like that. Video. Okay. B isn't actually changing anything. Why isn't it changing anything? Oh, I am missing a little bit of my controller code. This right here. Gotta add that in right here. There we go. Should be able to, that's why nothing was working. So if we hit B, okay, so that's working. It's just my static one is not in the right place. Okay, it's good to know. But that is working. Question is where is the right place? Let's just try just 96, 96, like that. See if that makes a difference. Okay, looks like that's the correct position. Yeah. You can see it putting the sprite down there in the bottom. We may change that a little bit. 1, 2. Oh yeah, that's working. It is updating that, but it isn't updating it in the correct position for some reason. So why isn't this working? This is our Y position. Oh, I. There we go. That should give us separate lines now. So there's all of our lines. There's first. Okay, so that's kind of working. We do have an issue here. The reason why it crashed there is our position variable. So this one goes up to 10, and because I'm accessing arrays, it does not like that. So there's a way we can fix this. We can just do 11 instead of 10. That would be the quickest way to do this. It gives us one more line than we actually need, but that's okay because everything will be invisible when it starts and it won't appear until, in fact, let's just do that right now. Let's make them all invisible. While I'm thinking about it, SPR invisible equals 1. So we'll just make them all invisible. So this frame count text box like that. Yeah, so those are all invisible. And then when we hit A, it may not be when we hit A, it may be draw offset. Yes, that's when it needs to happen, where we need to make both of them visible for the given position. So right before we increase the position, the line is updated, and then we make both of them visible. So frame count text box, position, SPR, visible, so the sprite visible equals 0, like that. We can do the same thing for our offset text, like that. That should give us what we similar behavior anyway. So it's not showing up now, but if I hit A, first one shows up. It's in the wrong position for some reason. 3, 4, like that. For some reason it didn't draw. It's weird. Why would it go back to 1? There's some bug going on, but why would it draw that first one all the way down? Oh, we need to do, this is the, no, that's the right one, and that's the right one. Is it not being initialized correctly up here? Run count text box. Is it 72 8 plus? Yeah, that's fine. It's setting the Y position. It's just offsetting it at 72 pixels to the right, as opposed to just 12 pixels. That was strange. Wonder why it did that. And I'm still getting a crash too, which has me a little bit concerned. Oh, it's crashing because it's exiting, and I'm not unloading everything. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's why it's crashing. Got some brackets here. Excuse me. Oh, it's 8:07. We are out of time. I lost track of time. Let's see if I can get this a little more fleshed out here before we call it good. Go for another few minutes here. We actually got further than I thought we would today, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing this from scratch or just using his code and modifying it for my libraries. Our audio isn't playing back correctly either. Why in the world are you down all the way? Oh no! Really crashed there. Excuse me. Okay. Well, maybe we do want to stop here. I don't know. I'm just curious why that first text box is showing up down at the bottom. That makes no sense to me. Excuse me. Very strange. Let's see here, am I accidentally moving the last one? Frame count text box. Position is invisible. Thing is it shouldn't even be that far to the left. That's why I'm confused, because I'm setting all those boxes to be 72 pixels to the right. So it shouldn't be. Oh, this is going to be a problem too. Make sure I get that. That may have been our issue. There we go. I don't know why that was 7. I got a variable mixed up down here. Let's go take a look. Okay, so ITO string p position equals position plus 1. I don't understand why we're doing this. Let's go take a look at his code, see what he's doing. If I can find it. So clicks. Oh, okay. So somehow he's getting the frames. This is for the clicks position. This is where I got mixed up before. So why is he doing this now? This makes no sense to me why he's running this. Because he's not putting that string anywhere before that. It doesn't happen until down here. There's something I'm missing here. I don't know what it is, though. That is strange. I don't... Yeah, so this is just supposed to be P position. P position, like that. I just don't understand why he's doing another converting up there. That doesn't make any sense to me. Good, our offset is correct now. Looks like it's getting our frames kind of right. Don't know how he's doing the negative. Crash. Because they're done. Anyways, okay. I think we're going to call it good there. We'll pick up right from here tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to work on this anymore today. So I think we found a good place, though. Might lose connection on school run. No problem. I'm almost done, Matt. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me drone on about modifying already existing code. Not the most exciting thing. Anyways, I'm going to call it good. Thanks for watching. We didn't look at anything on an actual Jag today. We'll look at some stuff tomorrow. So I think we'll get pretty close to finishing tomorrow, if not completely finished with this tomorrow. And I think that might be it. I've been doing some tests on doing resolution changes during runtime. I just started on that. I actually haven't done the tests yet. I need to experiment with that because we may do a few more options for changing your resolution on the fly if I can get that figured out. If I can't get it figured out, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to leave that to somebody else to do, or just for future reference once I get more familiar with it. I'll poke and prod somebody to help me with that if I can't get it figured out. So, but anyways, thanks for joining me. Again, like and subscribe if you're new to the JagCorner here. And yeah, I think that's it. We'll be doing some more programming tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Bye.